All right, hello. We're doing this again. I'm trying something new. I'm Stefan in the comments just mentioned something about streaming at 720p, which makes everything really boxy and huge if you watch on a big monitor. I've done that for years, but talking to Kenzie Dodds, who I'm doing some courses with, he mentioned he streams at 1080p high DPI and then does it in 4K, so it's like upscaled. It makes the UI smaller, but he showed me something, the zoom level in VS Code that you set to 2. So the font size for the code should still be pretty big and nice, but not as obnoxious as I had it. And then on the UI side, you have a bit more real estate for breakpoints. So I'll try this. Let me know how it feels. To me, it feels really small now because I've been looking at a really blown up UI for years of streaming and recording. But I'm excited to try that out. So, also, dear friends, my wife just messaged me that there is a food delivery. We do like the online shop and then it brings the food at home because we're lazy and busy. And so whenever it comes, it's anytime between now and lunchtime in like 3 hours. So whenever that comes, I'm going to have to bail out. And it takes a little while to put stuff in the fridge, so I won't put like a hold. I will stop the stream when that happens, and I might jump back on. There's 2 dogs under me, and these are the alarm that will tell me when the shop is here. They'll run up and bark, and so I'll abruptly stop the stream, so I'm just disclaiming that now. And if I can, I'll jump back on. All right, with that said, let's do this. I'm gonna share my screen. I gotta say, I'm feeling more and more comfortable being live, being on camera, being streaming, unprepared. So this is a good sign. Hey, there is still the comment from last week, from yesterday. So, Keystatic is what we do. Very, very quick recap. We are, let me get that window out of the way. You can't see it, but it's a monitoring window. So we are taking this spotlight theme, which looks like this, and which will not sue me because I'm advertising it. Buy it, there is way more capabilities in that theme than what we build. And what we're building is adding Keystatic to an Astro site with Tailwind. You can see that's how comfortable I am unprepared. There's errors because yesterday we did a little experiment with the repeating field and I messed up everything. And I didn't even try to fix that before the stream. I said, just jump back on where we were. So if someone's following along, there is no magic code fairy that came and cleaned up the place. We've left the kitchen messy yesterday. That's why we start the day. So we're going to clean that up and then we're going to try a couple of things. The first one thing I want to do is use this repeating field. Well, that's the name of the field I gave, but the actual repeating component, which is a repeating block, which is one of the content components in the new document editor in Keystatic. Now, to me, that font looks small because I'm used to look at stuff like this. So I'll go back to, I'll go back to 0, which is 100%. And let me know if it looks too small. Like actually looking at the stream window, it seems fine, but I think I've looked at, when you look at 720p zoomed in for years and years, it really, something feels wrong. But I actually love the room for activities I have on the side here with this new resolution. All right, so, excuse me, I don't even know if I have set up the code, VS Code. I should have done that probably before, huh? Yes, I have it here. I'll put it on the left. So, yes, that's what I've done upon suggestion from Kenzie Dodds. So at 1080, the normal zoom level is that. And you might think it's fine, but it might make you squint a bit. So just for clarity, I'll go zoom 2. I said de, some French words just come up every now and then. And I think there's still plenty of space, way more. If you want to compare before, I think we were something like probably even 3.5. Yeah, something like this. Which to me seems, I like it. I'm old, I've got glasses. And also I'm like, there is no friction for someone to read this. It's like super, it takes away any strain. But let's go with zoom level 2. And this is the new normal. And I think that's good. And if you want 2.5, I can do 2.5, just let me know. The nice thing with the zoom level, everything zooms accordingly. So before I had the font size big, but this always felt a bit small. When I was trying to show the tree, it was very small. Anyway, I'll start at 2.5 and then I'll work my way down. Let's go 2.25 so we split meet in the middle. Right, enough flapping around. Let's go in the Keystatic config. And the first thing we want to do is remove that thing here and that repeating thing. These were like demo on the fly stuff that we had done. All right. So as I said yesterday, it's very windy. If you hear end of the world sounds in here, it's because things are going to fall down outside and inside. Hello, Tobias from Germany. Thanks for joining. Ich bin aus der französischen Teil des Schweizes. Ich habe 7 Jahre Deutsch gelernt zur Schule. Something like this. I just said I'm from the French part of Switzerland, which is bordering Germany. And I've spent 7 years learning German at school. It is a good 30 years ago though, but it comes back. It's still there somewhere in long-term memory storage. So what we want to do is try to recreate, yesterday I was saying this, I cannot think of a good reason why it would be better to use a repeating block versus a block of, let's see if there's still the 2 outputs here. Yeah, so the repeating field, the idea is that you have the opening and then closing components, and then inside of it you can have children components, which is what we're going to build now. And the other approach was just a self-closing block that has an array of stuff in there. And I cannot justify why one is better or the other just because I can't think of it. But yes, that's a self-closing one, image gallery, and then it self-closes there. That's what we currently have. So if we were formatting the array like this, maybe it would make a little bit more clear sense. Basically, the parent component, a single component, passes all the data versus having chain children components. And my take yesterday was that it only makes a lot of sense if you already have MDX or MarkDoc files that have children components, and you're like, I don't want to refactor all of this to having to pass the data from the parent. And so if you have a parent-child structure, you can recreate it with the repeating field. So looking at the UI, this error should have gone away now. It should. I don't know if I saved. Okay, let's debug that. There must be repeating field something still somewhere. Thing. Or alternatively, we have borked the the server, so let's restart it. Maybe that's what it was. But although I think the problem's still there. Yeah, okay, it's still there. Good way to start the stream. So let's troubleshoot. It's in the mdoc file. So in there somewhere there's, oh yeah, I know what happened. This file I've edited, but I haven't saved, I think. Let's see if there's another instance. Okay, so now I've saved the file. Still a problem. Could not resolve space scene.png. Why did I add? Yesterday we did all these. Oh, I did an image manually, maybe. I've done some like pseudo code examples, and I think now I've saved them. Where's the space in? Now that should be fine. That's just an image. No, that's not fine because the path is wrong here. Yeah, let's delete that. Yeah, now it's happy. Okay. So remember, we've done our post layout, which has either the stacked, that comes from the design. There's the stacked layout like this, like it's here. But this website also has some posts. Of course, I'm not gonna find it now. Some posts. Come on. I know there is one with the, let's go home. The one with the very pink sunsetty. Where is it? Some posts. Jesus, where is it? Some posts. Nope. This one? Hey, there you go. Some posts have a split layout. And shout out to the commitment of Awang, 5:19 a.m. joining the stream. Welcome. I hope I entertain you and wake you up nicely. And hello, Hamza, as well. Good to see you. Hey, there you go. I spoke German to Tobias, and he works in Switzerland. St. Gallen. St. Galle. This is a city in the German part of Switzerland. Switzerland has French, German, Italian, and Romansh. 4 languages in such a small country. So there's a split layout for certain posts, and because we're cool, and because Keystatic is cool, we've created a layout here. See, that appears so small to me, but should be fine, I guess. And so this layout is defaulting to stack, but we have the split layout. And just changing that, when we save and go back, we've split the layout the same. Basically have a code fork in our header, and if post.data.layout equals split, we do that. Otherwise, we do stacky stack. Fire away with questions if you have. But now, when you look at the post, let's look at the design. Every post has free-form text. That's typical Markdoc, like paragraphs, list, headings. But then yet he's this little 2 image plus 1 caption combo, which appears to me to be a fancy custom. It's not just an image because there's 2 images, and it's the how do I say this? The caption is for both. It's not like it's a figure here, and then it has multiple images, but 1 caption. That's the gallery, and then there's the caption. So it's an image gallery in a way. And we have built it in our Keystatic implementation, and it works nicely. Although the CSS grid code I wrote is a bit questionable, it doesn't completely work like I want. But you can see if it reaches a spot where there's not enough space, it's going to switch to 2 columns. And then the gap gets a bit smaller here. And then 1 column eventually. Oh, it fits there because now I have a bigger resolution. And we've done that with the min-max repeating grid columns. But currently we used the block. We've used the Keystatic block field, which, as I said minutes ago, is taking, it hasn't got any children prop. So you pass fields to it as props. And the way we set it up, let me close the terminal. We set an array. Where is it? Image gallery. Oh yeah, we had a custom icon. Yeah, so the fields is an array of image fields. And this is why you see the images array of the images prop is an array of images strings. And now we're going to recreate the same, but we're going to do it with the repeating components. So we're going to have the nested components just to see what's up. Shall we? So Keystatic config again. Let's call it images2. No. Let's call it repeating. How do we call that? It's just a gallery. Let's put photos. What? No, like, I mean here. That's the whole thing here. We'll do another one here. Photos. We would not keep both in the real world. How do you know? Did you listen to me, Copilot? So photos is going to be a repeating block, which is another of the Keystatic No, I will do it manually, thank you. Photos, comma, escape. Yeah. Okay, so a a repeating block needs a schema like every other block. If that's the first time you're watching this, that might be confusing, but go check out the previous video and you'll see that every block basically has a schema where you define what props you want to pass. So the actual repeating block does not necessarily need to have a schema. Well, it needs a schema, but it doesn't need to have any fields unless you want to pass some props to the parent component. And I'll show you what I mean later. But for now, and this is where, now we're gonna have to refactor stuff. So the image gallery itself had an array of images, yeah? Now to use a repeating block, you need other blocks that you want to put inside the repeating, if that makes sense. You can't just create a repeating block with nothing because it expects children blocks, content component blocks, not blocks. It can be inline. It expects content components, which is that thing here. The ones we import here, block, repeating, and there's a few more. And so you need, if you want a repeating thing, you need to first create the thing you want to repeat. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to create a block, another block. I know it's very confusing, all these blocks. Let's comment that out for now so it's not red, but we'll definitely use that. So let's create an image which is, you know what? Yeah, I don't think you can add, I don't think Emma's watching, but I don't think you can add an image like the native, like what I mean. I don't think you can add that little image here inside a repeating thing. It needs to be a content component. I think, I might be wrong. So let's do a photo, single photo, which is a block. Label is photo. Give me everything. Everything, yes. Photo, single photo. What he just made up an icon. Oh, well, let's see what he gave us. And the schema, it gave me an image with a caption. Mate, this is perfect. Let's see what GitHub Copilot gave us. GitHub Copilot. Should I zoom in a bit? Question, is it possible to add custom component like the item label does in Keystatic? I'm not sure I understand. Do you mean a custom label? Add a custom component? So the item label is what you use when you have an array field to give, let me show you quickly in the authors. The item label is what lets you, oh no, I thought we had an array, but we did an object. If you have a repeating thing, excuse me, you can have item, there's no examples. I'm not sure I understand the question, so I can't say yes or no. If you can specify, I'll try to answer. And good to hear that there's no need to zoom, at least for Tobias. So I'll stay with that for now. So GitHub Copilot has made something for us. We'll try it right at the end of the post here. I'll create a few lines. So now I should up here have a photo, which is a single photo. See that it gave us an icon. It's amazing. It's a lucid icon and it's not the same that I had done. So it picked up the same than here. These are lucid icons. And so I think it gave us an image and a caption. So let's try that. Single photo. And it set up also the public path to the right spot. This is awesome. Good job, Copilot. You're hired. So Let's try this one once again. I don't know why I don't have the select. Usually there's always a select button here. It's not there, but I press enter and it works. Caption. My awesome Copilot image field. Terrible alt tag for an image. I guess caption is the alt tag. Okay, so let's save that. So now you might guess what happens. If I refresh, do I get the error? I don't. I think the front end will not be, or maybe it'll just ignore it. Yeah, okay. So we had that last time because we have a new markdoc component. We need to define it in the markdoc config. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know how to interpret it. This is not Keystatic. This is Astro, who is trying to render the markdoc, and it sees that photo tag. And when I mean it sees the photo tag, it literally sees a photo tag. And it's like looking at its config and it's like, no one told me what to do with this. Remember, we set the image gallery, but now we need to define also the photo. So the photo is, it needs a render. And we'll create a component called photo, I guess. Although it's literally just, I could probably inline it here, but yeah, let's use render component. And then we need to pass the props that it has. So it has that. I don't think there's an alt tag. I thought the caption was the alt. But you know, I'm gonna remove caption and call the other one alt, because this is what it is. So now it's not gonna work because it still doesn't have the caption. And also we don't have the component. So see now it's looking for caption that doesn't exist, because in our config file we have set, well, when I say we, Copilot set, I'll change that to alt. So we should have one less complaint here. Oh no, we don't have one less complaints because in the caption is here. So that becomes alt. And now it's not happy about image because I guess I defined it as source in the markdoc. Yeah. I think source also makes more sense. So once again, there's that feeling often that you're saving time by letting Copilot guide you, but then you realize that it is good what it did, but it's just not what exactly you're thinking of. The royal we. Exactly. We built this. I let Copilot do it and I just smile at the camera. So I'll change the image to src here, and also in my markdoc here, src. So now, okay, so now I think the next thing that is wrong is that the public path is not what I want. /images post my first markdown. Ooh, that might, look at this file name. Who names a file like this? Do you know who names a file like this? It's ChatGPT. That's who it is. That was generated by ChatGPT, and when I download it, that was the name of the prompt. So if you love that image, you can copy that and paste that, and you might have something similar. So what's going on? When I see an error, I first don't read it and panic, and then I actually try to read it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who sees an error and like tries stuff without reading the fail to load the URL photo.astro. Yes, okay, that's the actual component. See, now I read it and I know what's happening. Excuse me. We've defined what happens. Let me explain. We've defined this photo component, but we haven't created it yet. So just like we had the image gallery, I'll duplicate that and I'll call that one photo. So, well, I don't know if I should have copied that, but there is an src, which is a string, and an alt, which is a string. I just realized it's props. Photo props. Photo props. Photo props. Yes. And while I'm at it, let me go in the image gallery and even if it doesn't matter, fix that up. Add a little O. Okay. I don't think I want a figure here. I guess, can you have a figure inside a figure? Because it's gonna be a... let's just make an image. And then we're going to, let's make an image and then we're going to refactor this to use the image tag from Astro. The uppercase image, the image. So why am I even looking at all of this? Why did I copy this? Go away. All I want is an image. Whoa! That's something that fell. I have a light stand with a blanket to absorb some of the echo and it just like... Pew. Image here. And the source is going to be... look, we could grab both... deconstruct here the SRC and alt. So the SRC is SRC. And the alt is alt. Tell me it can be type string array. Oh, it's not an array, it's just a string. That is the most useless component you'll ever see. Okay. Time to make React developers jealous. I'm gonna switch camera to say this because it's very important. How do I do this? It's another question. Where is it? There. Time to make React developers jealous. Svelte developers already know the feeling. Maybe Vue developers know already. I'm going to do what everyone wants to do in JSX. Perhaps it'll be a thing one day. When you pass the same name for the property and the value in attributes, you can do that in Astro component. And it's still valid. And you can do the same in Svelte since like probably 1974 or something. It's a thing, I don't know how it's called, constructoring, I don't know what the name is, but you kind of compress the, you know, if it's 3 letters, it's okay, but sometimes you have components where you have like linear dimension equals, what even is linear dimension? Like when you pass props like this, you're like, God damn it, why can't I do that? Well, you can. And we've created purple crying eyes with that. There you go. Nuxt also does that. There you go. That's a beautiful thing. So that's Astro components, and it's an HTML tag, but it also knows what people want to do. I like HTML tag with TypeScript and fancy stuff like this. So I don't think this would need to be a component, honestly. What I would like to do, but I don't, if someone from Astro is watching this and I'm wrong, please tell me. If I go in the post slug, where there's the content component, here, I know with Markdown, you can pass components, and then you can have an object, and you can say, if it's a photo, you can just inline your thing here, like this. Image class, and then you can receive the props, like there is src alt, and you can pass it like this. And then you can define your components here. I would love to do this. It works with MDX, I know, because I've done it in another project. But I think Markdoc requires you to define, I tried yesterday, maybe I did something wrong, but Markdoc wants this Markdoc config where you have this, it's not complicated, but it's just like, it's not intuitive to have a render and an attributes. You call them props, but then the attributes, And there's tags and nodes and things. Anyway, that works, but you can't pass it here. And so now I find a bit silly that I have this. I'm sure there's better ways to create this photo component. But now we've created the photo component. So our thing is happy. It's not error anymore. And if I go right at the bottom of the image, there's my photo. And it alt tag. Let's add a little title tag. So when I hover it, it should display the alt tag, my awesome Copilot image field. Nice. We don't want to display the caption because remember, this is just the building block. We've created a photo. And I guess we want to copy the styles from our image gallery here. The actual, oh, that was just rounded LG. And this is what, just before when I try to pass a component to the content component, Copilot knew that I needed to add this. It thinks ahead of many things. I'm impressed. Maybe I'm tripping. So let's add a class here. And we'll set rounded LG. So now our image is rounded and it's LG. And now we're going to use not the image directly, but we're going to use it as a child for our repeating block. Let me check the comments quickly. Okay. Sorry, I mean custom HTML tag inside the schema and behave like fields. I think, maybe. I think what you mean is the mark component, that thing. The mark thing is literally a mark tag, but you can give it any. If we look at the mark component config, you can give it any tag, but that's only for, I think, the admin UI rendering, and you can style it. But we might try it. I think it always renders a mark, like literally MARK component. And if you don't know what a mark is, basically it's like a highlight. This thing here now probably would be a mark. It highlights in yellow and then you can change the styling. Is it? No, it's just a class. But pen.new, if I go to CodePen quickly, and I have a paragraph, and I say, hello, let's highlight this thing. If we wrap this in a mark, it's an HTML tag. It makes it yellow. Woo! But then there's only one type of mark, and the mark block lets you add props to that. So you can have stuff like style equals primary, and pass any props, you pass data, whatever you want to do. And so you can do really cool thing. We recently at ThinkMill helped a company called Timely build some websites. That's the other one though, Timely Home. And they have all these fancy highlights. There's 4 different types of highlights that you will quickly learn to discover. And these are custom marks, and we basically, well, there's spans here, but we've used some similar field where you can define different mark types to render different stuff. That was using not Keystatic, but Sanity. But the same idea. This is the sort of stuff you can do with that. I don't know if that answered the question. Oh, there's one more comment. I think it's only possible fields array. You could do this label. Oh, maybe I got it completely wrong. Custom HTML tag inside a schema and behave like fields. Well, if you mean for the admin UI, yes, you can have a content preview, content view. If it's for the front end, I'm not quite sure. Hopefully what I said was useful. Where do I prefer to sell templates? I don't sell any templates at the moment. But the thing we getting inspiration from, Theme Forest, is where I got my start. That was way before Tailwind. That was 2012, 13. Who was king then? The king was Bootstrap 3. And I created a bunch of templates. And one that's called Boom really exploded. Not this one. Where is it? Yeah, this one. This one could have changed my life because it went top. It went in the top selling marketing templates for 2 weeks in a row. And instead of nurturing the moment and adding features, I thought, oh, I'm going to build another one and it's also going to go to the top selling list. And this one left the list and never made it again. If you make it to the top list on ThemeForest, it's like a rocket and you strap to it and you pour all your effort in it to never leave that list. Let's look at this template just for fun. Just remember it's like 10 year plus old, yeah? So parallax and look at this. Ooh, parallax. And I don't know if you remember flat UI design. Well, it's still kind of a thing, but that was the start. Literally, Bootstrap had the flat UI look. And look at this. I was absolutely stoked to be able to do this rotate effect. And I think what helped me sell this template is partner with someone, Ricardo Dezuete or something. Like he's someone from Netherlands who makes incredible illustrations. And just adding these made people want to click on it and say, oh, I love this. People will literally buy a template because the images look cool. Even if there's a disclaimer that says the images are not provided, it's not part of the theme, they're just demo per. But look at this. How can you resist? And same with the, I think that's a carousel. Is it broken? Oh no, this one's a carousel. Hey, swipedy? No, not swipedy. You can add captions. This is terrible contrast in retrospect. Pricing table. Yeah, I don't know. I'm showing you all this, but if I was to sell Tailwind templates, I would try there. I remember years ago I was like, I should really get back into the ThemeForest game and be the first Tailwind template because there was not a single one. 100%, 100,000% sure there's millions of Tailwind templates now. So if I search for Tailwind, that's gonna, yeah, there you go. Tailwind, admin dashboard, Tailwind startup. Tailwind, Tailwind, Tailwind. Why? I would have been the first one doing Tailwind stuff. People knew me for Tailwind already. There was no templates. But no, I just procrastinated. So my answer to this question, I would probably be ThemeForest. They do take, I think they take 50% commission until you sell, like if you look at, there's different badges for authors, and the more you sell, the more commission you keep. I think it stops at 70-30, which seems a lot, but look, let's take the popular items and you look at Avada here. Avada. It's been #1 on the best-selling list for years and years and years and years. And so if we look at this, where are the number of sales? 1.2 thousand sales. This is not the total. This is the total this week. I am not kidding you. This is the total sales. So this week, 7 days, sold 1.2 thousand times $69, even if you take 30% off. If we look at this, the total sales forever is almost 100,000 sales. And well, this is WordPress, which is the biggest category on ThemeForest, and this is the popular items bestseller always. So the person that started this has hired a team instantly and started, like, done the right thing. Made it to the top, deployed all like a proper business agency. We're going to make this thing better. And they still now, like, it's an incredible template. Like, I've built a lot of client sites in my earnest beginnings using Avada, and customers love it. Now, someone spoke about Nuxt, the creator of Nuxt. No, sorry, it's not the creator of Nuxt. The creator of what is the Vue.js, like the Gatsby Gridsome. The creator of Gridsome is one of these themes. I don't know which one. I think it's an e-commerce one that has been doing incredibly well. Maybe it's not on the list anymore. But yeah, it's a good business if you can somehow make it. And my last tip before I go back to Keystatic is to start with marketing landing pages. Because if you want to do WordPress theme with the quality and the competition, it's going to take you 6 months of building 600 examples. When I started, I picked landing pages because I could do a one-page, literally what I showed you before, that was like a one-page, because it's a landing page, so it's purposely. But that's 10 years ago, and if you know, like, just let's open any random one, it's probably going to have like 600 examples or whatever. The competition is so big that usually there is at least 6, 12, 16 examples. So you're going to have to spend significant amount of time to build, see 6 different home pages, 3 authentication pages, and then there's all the carousels and the stuff. Which, I don't want to rant, but I think there was a sort of race to the bottom with these templates because your thing would be rejected because it didn't have a carousel slider and all the things that clients expected from templates. And it's more pronounced if you go to WordPress, like they're going to have literally hundreds of examples. Like if we look that, you open that one, it's not a template. It's like an ecosystem. Yes? If you go live preview, you're gonna have a gallery of like, what site do you want to build? Convert, like, which one do you want to do? Yeah, 100 pre-built website, 120. This is pretty cool that performance starts to make it. But you can build absolutely anything with any look. You're not buying a template, you're buying literally a freaking agency with hundreds of different templates. It's ridiculous. Anyway, back to, at least I'm doing some, oh no, I was ranting a bit. No, I say good stuff. I've done some good talking about theme forests, which I'm using for inspiration. So definitely Tailwind templates go there. Did I fix the font? I certainly did not. I did not touch it. We might have another chance at it. Somebody remind me where I was. I've completely, yes, we've done our image and now we're gonna use it. That's the building block. We're gonna use that block as our repeating thing. So we've created the photo. Where is it? Image gallery. We created this photo, which is a block. And now we're gonna do a photo gallery. And this one is the repeating. You know what? I had commented it out somewhere. Let's go use it. I think it's below the photo. Why do I say it like this? Yes. I'll call it photos, but I'll call it photo. What? Let's call it photo gallery. So now we're going to create this repeating block. It's not happy because it's expecting one more thing, which is the children array. Look at this. Children. As soon as I put that, it's happy. Remember, repeating blocks expect a children. We know that if we go here, repeating, the repeating components expect an array of children, and it's string, but it has to be matching other content components. So we're gonna give it our photo here. So we created the photo building block, and now we pass it to the repeating. And now, that's all you have to do. I've just defined, no, that's not all you have to do. Because we want to have a caption as well, yeah? So that's a perfect place for our schema. Well, let's try it like this. And you'll see that we'll be able to, if I go back to the bottom here, let's delete that because we don't want to use it directly. So I'm going to use the new photo gallery. I wonder if there's a way, I'll ask Emma, if there's a way to create a block that you don't want to be used by itself. Because now if I go here, there will be the photo. Yeah? And I don't think I want someone to use the photo. I want they to use the photo collection. So I would like this to be like a hidden from the select, but I need it for the block. So now see that has insert. That is very cool. It bothers me that it's right at the bottom of the screen, so I'll add some line breaks. I should probably restart my computer at some point. It's very laggy, maybe with the stream. So now I have this insert button. Let me answer this question. Yes, it absolutely can handle different child components. You just need to define this component as other content components, and then you can pass them. So now, because we only have one type of component in our array here, it's going to, when I click insert, it's not going to ask me what do you want. It's just going to add a photo. Boop. There, photo. And here I can go edit my photo like we did before. We picked the same image. Blah. But now you can insert another one. Boop. Second photo. Let's choose. We choose I like the horse, the unicorn. Blah. Bleh. And let's save that. And I want you to think for a split second of what the markup is going to look like. Remember, we have an insert wrapper. Basically, that, let me remove Tobias' comment. That structure, that nested structure, let me zoom in to make sure that you see what I mean. This is a wrapping photos component, and then inside there's a photo component twice. So that exact representation, visual representation, is the, can you sort them? It doesn't look like you can, but I am sure that you will. Well, it's hard to tell if I moved it with the arrow or if I just switched the focus. Very good question. Let's look at this. Let's try that really quickly. We're gonna add in the photo. I know I get sidetracked a lot, but I think it's also what live streaming is about, is not just doing a recorded videos. You get to ask questions and interrupt me. So I will add a content view, which is like the preview in the admin UI. Displaying images is super hard because it gives you this array unit buffer that you then need to construct into an image. It doesn't give you it gives you the file name, but not the actual image source that you can render. So let's display the caption instead, so we know what photo we're talking about. And so data or props, whatever. I think we have the value, data.value. Let's display the alt tag and add a comma. So now this content view is the little box below the title. So now you can see we have blah and be. So let's try to click on be and press up. Yeah, no, so that's just the focus. I am very confident that you will be able to sort them. Why do I say this? Is because, is it saved? Yeah, I'm gonna save this. I think it was saved. Is because if I go in the image gallery here, where it's an array field, here you can sort them, because this is actually a mature, stable field, where these that we're playing now with is experimental stuff. Yeah, the key part to remember is that that experimental markdoc field. So we're playing with stuff that is being built. So this is why the UI is not stellar and there might be not featured. But if you want to see at what a mature thing looks like, and I'm sure I don't know what the keyboard navigation is, but I'm sure that I can select. I don't know how I can move them with the keyboard. There's probably an area, right arrow, yes, space, enter. Yeah, there you go. I selected the little command, press space, then move the number 2 to the top, press enter. So it's super functional, accessible components, which this is not. This is like this is experimenting and then trying to ask the community what should it be. Hope it helps. What is contained in the SRC? What's in the SRC is the source of the, so what's contained in the SRC will be what's in photo. And then we have this schema, and there's SRC is that it's an image field, but it's going to store the public path. So it's going to be /images/post/ the name of the post slug / the name of the image. So I could display that if you want instead of blah blah. So in the, where is it? In our content view, I could display the SRC. Dot. Yeah, see, that's okay. No, the weird thing is SRC will contain that in the front end, but in the content view, it gives you a different set of things. And if I go data, this is going to be like the buffer stream. Well, it's not happy. It's going to take a while to load. It's not going to be useful. It's going to be a big string of numbers, the digits, that thing. And it's probably still coming in as we talk. So you kind of have to do the work to turn this into an image. You can. I've done it before. I had to Google my way through it because I don't really work often with streams but yeah, for now, let's just display the alt. Borked it. All right, so now let's look at what it looks like. So what I can tell you right now is the front end is going to be broken again because we created a new photos. Where am I? Yeah, we created a photo gallery, and by now you should know what's happening. Mark.config. We need to do a photo gallery, which has a render. Copilot's going to give it to us. Thank you. Photo gallery attributes. This is not no, this is like you making stuff up. Oh, no, you're not. Attribute is photos, which is... no, it's not. Oh my God, I don't know how to do children. Oh, this is where I'm gonna get stuck. The attributes is children. Now we've just completely pivoted into Markdoc specific. All right. Astro documentation, Markdoc. This is where I'm hoping the dogs call the online shop, so I have to stop the stream. Custom Markdoc nodes, elements. Yeah, so the nodes are the default HTML tags, and then the components are called tags like this. Does anyone know how define the children prop? I guess it's children. Well, let's try. But then type is what? What do I have? What can I choose from? It's any? Can I go any? I don't know what I'm doing. Well, let's see if it's complaining. It's gonna say any is not. I literally bumped the site. No, yeah. Expected closing tag, but found image gallery. Yo, where is that? In mark.config at line 25, yeah. Photo gallery. Okay. Oh, yeah. Copilot is notoriously bad at closing things. It just doesn't work out there. Okay, so it stopped the server, so we're gonna restart it. And take a look. That makes me realize that because I was zooming stuff I made that's completely irrelevant. Give me a link to settings.js. What? Open the JSON user, yeah. Terminal font size. Let's go also to 17. Here you go. I had it bigger because I wasn't zooming the whole UI zoom level. Okay, so are you happy now? So that's Keystatic, but we gotta look at the front end. Failed to... Oh, okay, so same problem as before. We haven't created the components that we promised existed. The photo gallery. This time I'm going to duplicate the image gallery because we're basically building the same thing. Photo gallery, Gallert. Photo gallery. This is a photo gallery. And it has children. Oh god, I don't know how to type this. And it has a caption, but we haven't done the caption yet. Ooh, is Astro... I'm sure it's making that thing up. Astro children type. Let's go to the Astro docs. Astro build. Nice job that it's third ranking without typing the .js. TypeScript. Children. Component props. I think there's a thing like Astro instance, something. Look at this. We're gonna find it with Command K. Astro instance. Well, it has changed. There was Astro instance, definitely. Component type. I'm gonna go with any because I really don't want to get stuck with TypeScript here. Although it's important, but like it's not what we're doing here. Okay. Let's do this. I'm just gonna go. Give me any. Hey, happy. Okay, so now we're getting the props. Oh my god, I don't know how to do this actually. Hello. Let's just start like this just to see if we can say hello on the screen. Okay, so we have our photo gallery component. Yeah. And the way it looks like, we're gonna have to compose component and have a slot, because the way it looks like, it looks like this. There is going to be, I'm leaving the screen blank while I explain, there's going to be a photo gallery opening and closing tag, and inside of it, there's going to be a series of 2 photo components, just like that. Opening, closing, because that's the repeating wrapper, and then we have a photo. So our photo gallery basically accepts a child. One thing that bothers me with Astro is you can't define a second component, the child component here. You have to do another file. So let's go back to the figure thing we had, and we're going to keep the caption, but I'll comment it out because we haven't set the caption prop. And instead of that here, I will have a slot, which is basically children. Ooh. It's nice. Was trying. Maybe it's something like this. Okay, so basically this component is going to expect a slot, and the slot is what's gonna get past the children. Oh, how do you? I'm getting very confused now. No, I guess no, because slot. I hear a truck. Maybe it's the shop. Slot is going to automatically detect what's in here, and it's going to try render that. But instead of I don't know. You know, if I was smart, I would start by doing try. I don't know if it will work. See what is in the props. JSON that string if I what? Children? I'm actually pretty sure it's not children. That's a React thing. Why don't I just log the props bloody hell? I can't think straight when I'm streaming. Okay, so we've got nothing. Children is nothing. Props is nothing. Okay, let's reason about this. We have that photo gallery component. It obviously has two nested things here. Yeah. So why is the content nothing? I know why, because it's probably in the markdoc config. That thing is completely wrong. Slot? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna need help here. Okay, let's Google stuff that is a bit more intelligent than what I'm doing. Markdoc config composed components. Children. Passing non-primitive attributes. Props are probably the props for the gallery, like title or description. Yes, props are the thing. Yes, okay, and let's verify this. Good idea. Remember in the Keystatic config, I said that we have currently the image, the photo gallery. Where is it? Photo gallery has an empty schema, but I said we're gonna have the caption here, which is fields.text, and the label is caption, description. Come on, finish that. There you go. Description of the photo. And so now if I go back and edit my existing photo gallery here, see now there's the insert, but there's also an edit button, because edit means there are some props to edit. And the description is here. This is probably the props from the photo gallery component. You are 100% probably right. Okay, so if I save this, now it should have added, I don't know why the page refreshes with the sidebar smaller. What am I looking at? If I look at the markdoc file now, where is it? I could search for it like this. Not MarkDoc, my first Mark. Yeah, so now the photo gallery has a caption prop. And are we still... Ah, yeah, of course, now it wants to know about it in the MarkDoc config. So our photo gallery has a caption, which is a string, comma. No, it's like string like this, comma. So now you're happy and you show me the caption here. Yes, so Tobias was correcto, Mendo. So what we're looking for is not the props, it's like the children, the slot. Damn. I don't know. I don't think, yeah, I've done that with Astro before, but. Compose, is it called compose component? What is the pattern? Parent child? Astro, parent, child, component, slot. The slot element is a placeholder, yes. Slots, okay, here. Yes, I know this, but then, okay, that's the wrapper, which is our photo gallery where we pass the slot. It doesn't do anything about the props of the, it just passes the slot and children will go here. Yes. I would like that. Let me, in my photo gallery, because we actually don't have a slot, let's add a slot here after the string if, oh, what the heck is that? That was cool. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, I should probably close a few tabs. Oh my god, okay, so it's it's working. I just passed the slot. How does it know? I know, okay. Everything is clear now. Yeah, slots are not type, which I think is correct. So it makes total sense. We've put children and it's like, or we put slots and slot is going to pass whatever. But in my head, I was like, I'm going to for sure have to create the component for the slot. Yeah, it's not gonna magically, but no, because we've done that before. Like if my head was working properly, let me get rid of that. What we pass to slot here is a photo component. And we've literally just created a photo component. So it's going to render this 2 times. So I was like, I have to create the child component to compose, but I've done it just before when we did the building block. So that is what gets passed. So when you put slot here, it's literally going to go photo, src, blah, 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 and then the second one. So it's all already done. And what was tripping me up is I thought that I had to set it here, but I guess let's try to remove this. Yeah, so there is no need to, like if you put slot, it literally like adds another component. So it's not really, you don't need to add it to the mark.config. It's like, as long as what's passed as a slot is also defined in the config, it knows what to do. Okay, so we were gonna go in a silly rabbit hole for no reason. I'm glad we are out of it. And so as a result, look at this. I will now bring the caption because we've added the caption prop to the, yeah, that. We just created the caption on the photo gallery, yeah? As I flip the mouse for no reason. That photo gallery, we've added a caption field. And so now we should have the caption here as well. So we've created the same thing as here. And to prove my point, let me add a third image to the gallery. We'll add the fancy little person that's on fire. This one. It's cute. The way I generated that, actually we can probably see the, we'll look at the image file name, that'll be funny. But let me save that and show you. There it is. So let's look at the template and look at the, okay, so that's not, my prompt was way more fun. I literally passed 2 images and I said, make a mix of these 2. Like that was the one of my favorite chat GPT experiences. I'll see if I can find it, although I will never find it. Anyway, I won't do this. Question-based corgi. What? Yeah, I had a photo of Kenzie Dodds doing the arms like this, and a photo of the little red puppet on fire, and I said, make an Pixar avatar based on the both, and it came up with this thing, which I think is pretty. It's also, it looks like the big fluffy monster, not the small one, but the big fluffy one. I don't know the name. It's cool. All right, so now we can compare both. I think I like this composed solution better, the way it looks. But that's how you create the nested components output versus the other one, which is just a self-closing component with all the data passed as items or images. The result is exactly the same. Matter of fact, we've used the same component markup. The only difference between the two is the image gallery. We get an array of images and we map over them. Where the other one, we get children. We like the parent doesn't care about whatever it contains. It's like, hey, I'm just setting up a grid, and whatever you insert inside me, I will just lay out like you told me. So it just handles the caption, and then actually I can remove that. And then we pass it to the slot. And that way, same result happens. That's pretty cool. I do think I like this approach more, although it makes you set up the child thing. And I can imagine scenarios where you don't want anyone to use the child thing without the parent. Meaning, I don't think I want anyone to insert, like, let's say here, in the middle of a random place. I don't want anyone to say, I'm going to add a photo. Just the photo itself. That's the single photo that literally this should only go inside a gallery. A non-robust way to handle this, if it's not possible, would say only use as a insert for the photo gallery repeating component. Photo. Do not use allow directly. There you go. Now it's gonna yell at me. So if I try to add, there's something slowing down this page. I don't want to open the console, but photo. So if I add a photo, yeah, this is aggressively guarding again. It's not a good UX though. I'm sure, actually, let's look at docsmill. They might be already, if I look at the block or any of these components, is there something in the config? Ooh, for specific locations. That, my friends, looks like exactly what I'm looking for. That'd be pretty cool. I honestly have never, I'm not like trying to do a teaching moment by like creating the problems. I legitimately do not know about this thing. So if I go in the photo, let's unwind the aggressive description. Actually, I can just use that. That's kind of nice. It's not aggressive. And then, what is it called? Meant for specific location. For specific locations. Holy. It's... Bruh. Is it what it is? Tell me what it is. Actually, I could read what it is. For specific location. So it's Boolean. Oh. Why Boolean? Oh, so it's true or false. So it's... See, even Copilot thought of what I thought. But it's not going to be happy because it wants a Boolean. Yes, I passed an array of strings, I know. For specific locations, true. And then what? Okay, so let's try to save that and see. Maybe this is not what I thought. That would have been really cool though. So, you know what? Let me close that tab. I may have like done something wrong at some point that added a memory leak that never closed. So let's go to Keystatic and hopefully it's nice and... Ooh, that's already much better. Post, bang, bang. No, this is somewhere in this post that I've done. Maybe the way I've done my components has done something. So, yeah, this page is very slow. Either I uncovered the bug or I've made a wrong use of something. Hey, the single photo is not here anymore. Perfect. That means that for specific locations, true means you can't use it as a direct thing. Oh. So maybe you can refer it in specific locations where you passed it in the children array. What I'm saying is, I think that would make so much sense. It's probably new because I've never seen it or I've never looked for it, but I think if I said that, it's like, okay, you can't use it directly as a top level component. But if you specify a location like here, then it's available here because you specified the location. In other words, I can't use the photo here, but if I go in my... If I wait first for this to... If I go in my photo gallery, I can still use it here. So this is exactly what's happening. I've learned something very cool. Does it make sense? You can, because there's a lot of components like a grid cell, a grid child, a flex child that would break stuff if you used it outside of a parent wrapper. So if you want it to be only used, never used as a top level, you just add for specific locations equals true. I will, on the live stream, just discovered about only to prevent using a content component top level. Good stuff. Fire. I should probably not show my Slack live stream, and I will tell you if I get an answer or like a emoji. Okay, this is cool. I'm very happy with that. I'm still showing. No, what am I showing? Yeah, no, this is not the live stream. This is the live stream. All right, that's the one thing I wanted to do today. The other thing I wanted to do is the Astro assets, because currently, if I look at any I can search in this config for directory. You can see that we put all our images in public. So we output all the images in public, so that then we can refer to them with /images. And that's fine. That works. But we're using the full plain image. Like if I had a 3 megabyte image, which I might have, I don't think the DALL-E images are that big. Where is my front end? Okay, close that. Yes. Close Keystatic, close Astro, close MarkDoc, close Astro. Keep that. Keep DocsMill. Close. Oh, yes, sorry. Okay, there it is. So these little images displayed at mini size, they actually are 2 megabytes. There you go. This is a good enough reason. This there, a good enough reason to try to use Astro assets. Because you will have, when you make a CMS for a client, they will upload images that have names like I did with spaces and stuff. And they will definitely not run them in image optim and then resize them to like 1200 pixels or something that makes sense. They will just drag and drop the thing. Or you could use Keystatic Cloud images. This is the pitch here. Maybe we're gonna do that. I'll first show you the Astro assets, but Keystatic.cloud, I owe to show you that, is ThinkMill's hosted solution to static images, like a delivery system. So if we look, we have a bunch of teams. So if we look at the Keystatic site, which is the actual documentation website, now I'm actually going to log in the admin UI of the Keystatic docs. See, hello Simon, and you can see all the docs that you see. For example, the how to create a path reference. There's documentation. But if I go to a page that has images, probably a guide. You know what? Keystatic.com. Let's find a doc page that has images. Well, there you go, the resource page. I don't think the resource page is managed in Keystatic though. I may be wrong. Showcase. Resources. Give me an image. Okay, see, here you can see that there is this image. And it's coming from the image library, which is Keystatic Cloud Images. That is a paid service. I have to say that, because it costs us money to host these images and deliver them to you. But basically, when you have an image, like any of these, you can copy a URL, or you can copy the JSON or Markdown, whatever you want. And that is the URL that we've pasted here. And then if we look at the Keystatic website, where's actually the front end? What am I doing? Keystatic Cloud. I had keystatic.com/showcase open. Oh, was it showcase? What are we looking at? Or resources? Resources, content collection. Okay, so if I go to the resources page, this is this image here. If we look at it, it's going to do the... Look at this, it's gonna lazy load, it's got the source set attribute and all that. And also the intrinsic image, where is the actual source? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Yeah, I think I set it to me. Okay, let's do it differently. If I get the image, let's get that URL. Can I open that in a new tab? Okay, so if I go to there and I add question mark, where is... something's wrong with my, like some things disappear in Arc. You could see that width equals 200, enter. So now I have this 200 pixel image because I added a query parameter, and this image serve is, show me the intrinsic image. Why is the hover? That's a tiny image. What is that slot? I have no idea what's happening. I want it to show me the hover. Anyway, if you want, there's the width. I don't know why it disappears like this. Let's go 640. And you can change the quality. It's very hard when I can't see. And Q equals 50%. Now the quality is set to 50. I think that is. I'm making all of this. No, I'm not making this up. But if you look at the actual, if you look at the actual Keystatic site, and you go to Keystatic Cloud images. This is what I've been showing you. You can host the images, set the site, and then you have height, width, Keystatic Cloud. And so that's a great way if you don't want the images to be on your repo. We're building a demo site with like 20 images, but if you have 6,000 images, the ThinkMill website has a lot of images on it. And if someone pulls the repo and you have all the images there, they start by downloading 500 megabytes of images. So sometimes cloud hosting makes more sense. What I was trying to show you, yeah, that's, you can, the cropping, the format, AVIF, all the, yes, also Keystatic Cloud will try to load the most appropriate performant image format based on the browser that requests the image. So it does a lot of cool stuff for you. So that's an option. It's a paid option, but it's priced very, very, very fairly, to be honest. But what I want to show you today is how to use Astro's assets, which does, you still host the image on your repo versus on someone else's cloud, like here. But you have access to a bunch of optimizations. So that was a bit of rambling. I apologize. Let's go to Astro and we're going to look for the assets. Any questions? Yep. Questions. There's lots of questions. Request. Do you want me to open network tab in the week? I'm joking. How to edit a one-off page and not posts. Hey. Okay. Here's, because Tobias is following live, I have to stop everything I'm doing and do a quick demo because it's very quick. That's all. Everything starts like this. It should just take 5 minutes. If you look at this site, I'm sure there is an about page, yeah? There is no about page, but we're going to create an about page. So, oh, you know what? A home page. Perfect. Here's our code. If I go to Spotlight homepage, it's going to be enough to show you the concept. So by one-off, what Tobias means, I think, is not a collection of posts, but a singleton, a once-off thing. Well. Keystatic config here. Up to here, we've done collections. Huh? Well, guess what? Singletons. Oh. Homepage. Singleton from Keystatic core. Guess what? It needs a label. Who would have thought? Copilot didn't. Come on, label. Home page. There is no path because there is a path. Sorry. There is no star in the path because it's not a series of collections. So you literally says the path. I want you to go to src content/homepage, not .json. So remember, by default, it's going to be YAML. And I think it's fine here because we're going to have two simple text strings. But if you wanted markdoc, you would do the, you've seen it before, maybe you haven't, but there is this content field. If you want a markdoc file, you have to have a one WYSIWYG field and then set it content field content. So it turns it to markdoc. So if I look at my content folder, we have authors, which is JSON files. We on purpose show different formats. Authors are in JSON because the authors, we've set the format. Authors, we've set the format to JSON. So they come out in JSON. And then the categories we set default, which is YAML. And then the posts we set markdoc. And this one has a legacy image because then we moved the images to, I can delete that. That was before we moved the images to public. So now I'm going to build a singleton and I'm going to keep it to YAML. Where are we? Singleton here. So it needs more things. It needs a schema. Well, we need a hero headline, which is fields.text. Come on, Copilot. Label, hero headline, description. You know what I want. Yes. Comma. Description. Yes. Comma, multi-line, true. Come on. Hit. No. Multi-line, true. Yes. And then I'm going to duplicate this and go hero intro. And it's the hero intro. And the intro paragraph. So see, if you're not teaching and you go a bit quicker like I am now, you can build stuff really quickly. So now I've created a new thing in Keystatic. If we go to the admin UI, which is here, let me put it side by side. Not side by side. Look at this. There's a singleton homepage now. Oh, hello. Hola. Create. And because we told it to go in src content homepage.yaml, it's here. And so what? So that is Astro not happy with something I've done. I think I can refresh the page and get away here. Yes, so singleton is like for a one-off thing, typically for a settings page or about page or contact form. And so now it's not a collection. Oh, yes. Okay, I know what's wrong. It's Astro, if we want to use Astro's content collection, we need to put a folder inside content collection, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's try. And you know what? I can actually show you how to use the Keystatic Reader API for fun. Because it is fun. My 5 minutes tangent might take a bit longer, but unexpected error. Yeah, okay. So I think what it's not happy is that because it expects a folder inside content collection. I'm pretty sure. Content collections, there's, I think, always a directory inside src content. Yeah. And so if we want to use our own rendering strategy, we need to not put it in there because Astro claims the namespace content, src content is mine. You do your stuff anywhere else. You don't touch that if you don't want to use it. So we're going to stay with Astro, but what we'll do, I think we can actually, it's a good question. When you add a trailing slash to collections, it makes a directory. So I think if I do a trailing slash here, it should do the same. So now I'm expecting Keystatic to not find my, I was like, why? Yeah, you see how, yeah, anyway. I'm expecting Keystatic to not find the homepage singleton. Oh, well, it does, but it's not finding the data because we moved it. Because now it's looking, we're going to manually change that. It's looking for a file called index.yaml, which is inside a folder called homepage, like so. And now it should say hola, hello. Is it homepage camel case? Maybe that's what it is. Home dash page? I don't know. How did I call it? Keystatic config. Homepage. src content home dash page slash. Yes. Okay, you know, I'm not losing a lot of content, so let's delete that and recreate it and see where it wants to go. Yo! Sup? Apostrophe. Sup? Create. Okay, so where did you put this? Homepage, index. Okay, I must have typed it wrong because that's, I'm pretty sure that's what I had. All right, so now the big difference is that Astro content collections are going to be very pleased with that. So I can go in the home page of my site. Let me close the sidebar here. So index pages. And here we're going to go import. Now let's do it before the actual local components. Import get entry from Astro content. It's a collection of one, which is kind of weird, but you can do that in Astro, I guess. I don't think there's a singleton concept in Astro. It's just an entry. I might be wrong. I haven't checked in a bit. So now I can do const home page content equals await get entry, and we want the home page. Is it called home page? No, home dash page. And then what? It needs a slug index? That can't be right. Await get entry. Oh, you know what? Let's just get the whole collection. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Get collection homepage. What are you not happy about? Overload. Tell me, what am I doing wrong? It's there. Look, it's there. It has it. Another what? Homepage content. Well, that is not. That is the markdoc. SRC content homepage. Isn't that the way you do it? Get collection from Astro content. Look at this. If I go in the categories page, if I go to this page, I get collection and I go await get collections categories to get that. So why can't I get homepage? To me, that's I'm doing the exact same. I might trip in. It's a YAML file inside a collection folder. Anyone has an idea? Yes, you need an Astro temp. Well, I'm trying to render it in the homepage. That's what we're doing now. Would you recommend a hero component in Keystatic? Yes, absolutely. A hero block, component block, and then you have options like split, stacked, image left, image right, parallax, speed. Absolutely. And then you can customize it on every page. You make it available to every page in the collection, and they can build. It's a classic element of a page builder, the hero section. So yes. Maybe do not use the slug homepage. Where do I use the slug? Yeah, I'll try a homepage like this. But it's weird because it's the, maybe it shouldn't be dash case. Yeah, there's a, okay, let's try before changing anything. I'll try to change that to, you know what? It can be homepage. Who cares about, it doesn't have, homepage became a word since I decided. The homepage is a word, so we're gonna put it here so it knows where to find it. And then in our index page, we're gonna try just get homepage. Homepage content is declared, but yeah, but that's not the problem. Mate. Pre-tag. Yeah, you know what I mean. Add homepage content. It's working. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna go restart window, reload window, and the problem's gonna go away. No, it's not. It's actually not happy. Well, I always scroll until it starts making sense. First, it just says gibberish, and then Matt Pocock's translation kind of tells me. But why is it, that's markdoc stuff? It has nothing to do with the homepage directory. Homepage, it is in the content directory. Now, can I get entry? Get entry. And then here, get entry for the home page and then the index. And so now I just get that. Yeah, it's working. Anyway, I'm gonna just assume that TypeScript is tripping. TypeScript server, restart server, restart TS, TypeScript. Anyway, let's ignore it, and instead of that, actually, you know what? It's in my hero here that I need to go. I'm gonna remove that and the import. And in the hero component, which is just for the home page, I'm gonna import, and the error is gonna go away, and we'll never know what it was. From Astro content. No, it's still here. And here, let's do something funny. We'll get the data, and then we inside of it we'll get the hero headline and the hero intro. Is that what we call them? And then we'll here go hero headline, and then we'll go here hero intro, and we'll save, and we have content management for our homepage. So if I was to copy something a little bit more, what is it? Because yeah, because I'm a home page, but it's home page. What? Homepage. Why is it not Keystatic config? Keystatic config. I've called it homepage. Yes, and it's there. So why is it not? I'm gonna restart the server. That's probably also something that might be. Okay. What is that? Well, I don't know what it is, but why did it move? This is weird. It just moved my windows. Okay. I'm surprised that it can read the file, but it doesn't. Homepage, index YAML. Yo, what? Why is it not updating? Oh, do I have to reset? Because it's got the... Oh my god, it had saved in the draft the empty fields. Okay, so it's there and it's working. And so what I was going to do, is do that. Go to the homepage here and very quickly copying that inside here and copying that inside here. Hit save. And now our front end, look, so that's coming from Keystatic now, and it's just gonna manage the home page and nothing else. Well, unless you want to pull that data anywhere. It's not linked to a page. It's like data that's stored once. Literally an array of one or a singleton. It's just an object that you can't have more than one. So you can have the home page and then, it's because it's called like this. No, I don't know. I don't know. About page, contact page. But I've done the mistake too often to, when pages look different, to have like a lot of singletons. And then it means that every time the client wants a new page, you create a more singleton and you duplicate fields, and it's messy. Actually, I can show you. Star Athletics, not that Versa. Well, that's the site, but that's the actual URL. So this is using, you probably recognize the Tailwind UI. These are my kids. Yee! I've done this site for my wife and her business partner, coach. So if I go to Keystatic, it's hosted on GitHub. So it's going to ask me to log in with GitHub unless I'm already logged in. And you'll see that, so that's what Keystatic feels like when you're like a real production site. You can see I've added the logo here. And let me toggle the dark mode so you see that it works nicely. Yee. But what I've done is I've created a lot of, also I've customized the sidebar to what makes sense instead of just collections and singletons, because some clients might see a singleton and be like, oh, what's scaring me? So you can change the navigation in the admin UI in the config file. But I've created a lot of singleton pages. These are okay, but like the Sydney session page, no, if you see a plus, it's a collection. If you see no plus, it's a singleton. So all of these are singletons. And the Sydney 101 page is very similar to the Sydney session page. They all have the same fields, but they kind of, some of them have a bit more. But they all came progressively as we built the site in the weekend, like very quickly, and I added stuff. But I would probably go for a page builder that has multiple blocks, and then all of these can just become a pages collection. And they can choose what hero they want and what blocks they want to build. Because if we go look at the actual site, if I go to Sydney and I look at this page, or the group session, oh my God, it was designed for 3 lines and now there's like 15 lines. Let's go Whoopi. Whoopi is where I live, and my wife has that part of the business and her business partner has here. I want to see what my wife does with the group session. Maybe also the design is not working. It's not their fault. It's also my fault. But a lot of the pages, there's my daughter again, a lot of the pages have the same layout, where an image on the left and then some free form text on the right. And if there's no image, the text goes to the left, basically. Coming soon. Then there's some fancy pages like this overview page. But I've created too many singletons, which is my deep regret, because now I have to, if they say, hey, can we have a page for, there's like a press release, like we want to do, like I have to go and create a singleton for that. where if I built a block builder like we're doing in this stream, and I created all the blocks that made sense, they could just go and create new pages to their heart content. And that would be pretty awesome. So you can do singletons, but my point is beware, like think, is there a better way to do it with... and if you want the information, there's a singletons page on the docs that shows you all the stuff. But collections with content blocks and page builder might be a better approach. And this concludes the 5 minutes detour for the singleton that took probably half an hour. I don't know. Okay, we're doing well. It's been under 2 hours. I'm now going to... hey, Matthias. Good to see you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying this too, and I think it uncovers a lot of interesting stuff. I'm discovering stuff, and you certainly, the audience, get to discover stuff. So, Astro assets. I will not answer any questions until I cover Astro assets. If I go to astrobuilds.com. Hi, Kayo. Thanks for joining. We're just covering the Astro assets. This is the layout. The new layout is using this Starlight documentation platform that Astro has built. So, Astro assets, images. No, I don't want the API reference. Let's go to the entry point. Okay, so we've stored our images in public. And the difference is when you keep it in SRC, you have to import it. Whereas we just want to reference in our Keystatic with path. But the recommended way to use is from Astro 3, I think, is the Astro assets. And basically, instead of having the public thing, which are not processed, they recommend, to avoid a CLS, to use the Astro assets. And it uses an image component like this. And it only works with images that are in the assets directory. So we had SRC content. Astro has two conventions. SRC content for content collections and SRC assets for assets. Doesn't exist yet, but we're going to try to switch our directories from public to assets. It's going to break things and then we're going to fix things. So what should we choose to start with? I think we'll start with the low impact one, which is the author's avatars. I have too many pages open here. If we look at our site, every blog post has an author with an avatar. Oh, and we haven't done the author page, so we can do that in the same. So the author avatar, we're going to try to use image Astro assets for that. So let's go in the authors collection here, and we'll find the avatar field here. Hope everyone follows along. So we're going to change the directory from public to src/assets /images/authors. So when I do this, it's gonna bomb. Actually, the front end is still gonna work because we haven't moved the file in our file system. But if I go to the admin UI, let me close Keystatic Cloud and Keystatic Docs and Keystatic Docs. We're gonna keep Astro Docs. Close Twitter. That's the design. That's docsmill, and that's our thing. So if we go to authors, now the avatar image is not going to be here because we told it to look. We told Keystatic, hey, look in SRC assets. It's like, excuse me, but there's no such thing. So I could re-upload the image and it would create, actually, let's do that. What I was gonna do is go to my content authors, no, sorry, in the public directory, I was gonna go move that authors folder inside src content, assets, sorry. But we'll do it manually. What I'll do is I will upload this avatar of me, hello. And because we set the assets thing, it's going to put it there. So I'll choose it. I know that in my documents, I have a new avatar, which is not new anymore, but it was called new avatar back then. So now when I save this, guess what? My src folder will have an assets directory with images / authors and then the name of the image file. Makes sense? So now the problem is it looks like it's working because our front end works, because our front end is loading the other image, which is located in public images authors. So I'm going to delete the authors directory just to prove a point that now it's going to break, yeah? Because now we're pointing to a path that doesn't exist. And for completion, let's also update Flex to have Flex that is in downloads, just down here. Hello, Flexi. So now I have my assets images with both Flex and Simon. Yes. So why is it not displaying now on the front end? Well, we need to work that out. We are pointing to a path that is /images /authors. That. But there's nothing here because we deleted that folder. So we wanted to point to the assets directory. Yeah. And I'll show you a mistake that you might do is to do something like this. Well, go to src /assets /images /authors. So when I do that, actually, I shouldn't have uploaded the images because it's once you change the public path, it disconnects the image with the admin UI. So now it has lost the file again. So let me re-upload Flex. It's going to upload it at the same spot and delete the other one. But because the public path is different, it doesn't make the connection. Okay, so now let's look what happened. If I look in the authors Flex Vrashliotis, it saved the avatar just like we said, src images. And you're like, well, nice, that should work, yeah? And if we look in the front end, that's Simon, but let's find a post written by Flex. I think Flex wrote another post, which is this one. What's going on? It's trying to load the src thing, but the src directory is a development thing. Yeah, it doesn't make it to the actual website. Whatever makes it to the website is the public directory, plus whatever you import that gets generated into these assets thing. So that exists on our document, on our file system tree, but it's actually not, when you serve the website, there is no src. You're not shipping all your source thing. And I think when you run the dev server, you can't access stuff in src because otherwise you publish the site and it's not working anymore. So what we need to do is a relative path to the assets. And this is sort of strange, but it's a convention, I think, in Astro. Let me go back to the Astro documentation. What we're doing is we have content collections here. And we want to use images in content collections. And either you can collocate the image next to the post and then import it from the relative path like this. We could do that actually. Or if we wanted to put stuff in assets, you can also have a relative path to the assets folder. Basically something like this. Yeah. But then for this import to work, you kind of have to define it in the... There you go. If you define in your config, which is something we haven't done, then this image will be imported and transformed to metadata. So there's sort of like this two-step. If you wanna use an image in a content collection, you have to define it in there, and then Astro works out what you want to do and makes it as accessible. So we're gonna, at the very start of the stream, the first day, I mentioned that Keystatic has its own schema, and then it kind of blows to make another schema in Zod in Astro, because you have two things that basically are the same shape, or you try to maintain the same shape, because we generate the collections with Keystatic, but then Astro reads them. And so ideally, we would want to not duplicate the effort, but for now, you have to, unfortunately. So if I go to src content, there's this convention of config.ts, which is Astro's convention for content collection. And this is where I would love to import Keystatic config, or even like just define something, define collection, and how awesome would it be to, the schema would be like type of Keystatic config, and then pass the that collections that what is it, blog collection posts. Like if I could do this and automatically work out that, what do I have? Like that would be amazing, but you can't, not yet. So let's forget this pipe dream. We're going to define a authors collection just for now. Okay. And now you'll see what it does. Authors collection. What have I done? Cons authors. What was it? Ah, yeah, that's this one, which is authors collection. And we want the key. So the key is when you do get collections in Astro, this is going to be the key. So by default, it looks for the folder name, but you can specify it. So if this was writers, you would have to go get collection writers, even if the folder name is called authors. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I think the folder has to... I've reached the point of every stream. I'm like, oh, now I'm getting tired. Okay, so a schema, see, it does the demo. In the schema, you pass it as a function and you can receive that image. So a schema is an object. So what I'll do here is something I almost never do, but I should do more of, is the... Oh, I don't know how to do it without the Z mode. I want the split view. Let's go back to Z mode. And on the left, I have here, and here I want the Keystatic config. So we're going to find our authors collection. So let's collapse categories and posts. And we really want the schema here. So look at it. Our schema has a name, an avatar, biography, social links. So that's basically what we want to recreate in the authors collection. So it's an object. And then it has a name, which is zod.string. It does not have a title. It has an avatar, which is that image. So we're going to use that here. It's an image. We're not going to refine it to force the width to be minimum, but you can. That's nice that you can have an error message if it doesn't meet the standards. We're just gonna use image. plain and simple. And then it has a bio, which is field.text, so it's just z.string. And then social links, which is an object. As the neighbor's dog says hi. Oh, that might be the shop. I don't want the shop to come here now because I'm finally doing the assets. It has to be the shop. Okay, social links. I could actually copy this and tell Copilot to convert it. Z.object. And now Copilot's gonna work it out. Twitter handle, GitHub handle string. Why don't you have personal website? Personal. What you just gave up? You're like, no, I've done 2. You can do the last one. I think that matches. So yeah, avatar, name, avatar, bio, social links with 3 things. Yeah. I have to sign the thing. So if I don't go and it's the shop, I'm gonna be in trouble. All right, you know what? Let's quickly look at what happens if I go to the authors. What's a page? Oh yeah, it's the post meta. If you go post meta, we're trying to get the entry from authors here. So now, because we've added the type, it should be, it's still any. Reload. I think now that we've defined the Astro collection, author should have a lot more information. Maybe I have to restart the server. What have I broken? Nothing. Yeah, it's 11. I've got to go because that was the last part of the window for the shop to come and I have to sign it. All right. I'm going to stop the stream here. I'm jumping back on in 5, 10, 15 minutes if you want to join again. But basically, now that we've defined the image, where is it? Now we've defined this image in the Astro config and the collection contents config here. We should be able to, this one here, we should be able to grab it and like if we store it in the assets folder, we should be able to get like do the thing that the Astro docs were saying. It will be imported and transformed into metadata and then we can use the simple image component or the image component that does optimizations. So we'll do that right after. Sorry about the interruption. I gotta go. I will be back. And yes, I will continue with this. So stay tuned. I'll send a link in Twitter when I'm ready to start again. Peace. Bye.